This is the paycheck to portfolio system. Your W-2 paycheck goes straight into the brokerage, not a checking account. The brokerage becomes your financial hub, not just an investment account. From the broker, money flows two ways. First and primarily, I got this in the wrong order, assets get purchased, stocks, ETFs, income producing investments. Then your bills get paid, whatever bills that you have to pay monthly, whatever bills that you want to pay monthly. Just start off small. You're using the same paycheck that you've always had, the same W-2 income that you always had, nothing new. You're just routing it more intelligently, more efficiently. Instead of saving or investing what's left over, you invest first. Your money is working immediately, not sitting idle, earning nothing. Over time, these assets that you've been purchasing begin to help cover bills. They reduce paycheck pressure. And this is how you go from living paycheck to paycheck to investing paycheck to paycheck. What is up, YouTube? The first upload of the new year. Hope you guys had a good one and a good time to reset. Man, I just recorded this video and I thought I was recording and I wasn't recording. So this is how the new year is starting off. What we're going to adapt, we're going to adjust. I'm excited about this video because this video I'm going to be talking about my mindset, how I went from living paycheck to paycheck and going to invest in paycheck to paycheck. So I hope y'all get something from this video. It's going to be a mental video on how to get your mental right, how to change your mindset on how to do this system. And so I'm going to take me off the screen and we're about to get into it. All right. So I hope this video reaches who it needs to reach. I hope this video blesses you, because what I had to come to find out in my own life is that me, just like most people, we don't have a money problem. But what I had a money system problem. I worked hard for years. You guys know, like I told you before, I work overtime is the norm. It was my norm in my 20s. I'm 34 now. It was the norm. I always had two jobs since 16, 17. And I just had a money system problem. I got paid, but I still felt stuck. And yeah, at times I was irresponsible, right? You know, but it was also where I was putting my paycheck. And today I want to show you the difference between living paycheck to paycheck versus investing paycheck to paycheck with the same income. I'm going to keep harping that on this channel. The same income we've always had. Now we're going to use it in a different way with the same bills we've always had to get a completely different outcome. Completely different outcome. So if you're watching this and you're working hard, paying bills, maybe saving a little when you can, but still feel like you're moving barely forward, this video is for you. Again, it's a mental upgrade, a mindset shift. It won't happen overnight, but eventually your mind will catch on to how the system that I've learned about, the system that many billionaires use, millionaires use, has worked out for them. So let's go to the old model here. The old model is how we were taught. We work hard, we get paid, and the paycheck hits our checking account, right? Checking account barely gets interest on it, none really. And then the saving account barely get interest on it as well. The bills come out of the checking, right? And whatever is left, if anything is left, it goes into savings or it goes into investments. Now, this is the problem. This system forces you to see how little you have left. And whatever the leftover amount is, that becomes your ceiling. We're asking our leftovers to build wealth. Our checking account earns nothing, and the savings account is moving slow and earns nothing as well. And investing only what we have left keeps us in survival mode, keeps us living paycheck to paycheck. So yes, I was broke, but at the same time I wasn't. I was just boxed in, if that makes sense. So I had two things going on. Broke, barely getting by with the little money left over, and the money I had left over was not growing for me. So of this model, the old model that we were raised on, W-2 comes in checking. We pay our bills out of the checking and move our money into our savings with whatever we have left. And that old mindset thank God it's Friday, we got paid, but oh God, it's Monday, I'm broke, now I gotta wait 2 weeks till I get paid again. With this old system, it kind of feels like we're being responsible because we're paying our bills first. But what nobody tells us is that the sequence matters more than the discipline that we have paying our bills. If our paycheck always hits the check in the first, our life gets paid. Our current life gets paid. Our current bills get paid, but our future doesn't because we have so little money left over. So we stay busy, we stay working hours, we stay stressed, which I don't try to be stressed. I'm not stressed because I cast all my cares on the Lord. But at that time, I felt like I was in a hamster wheel. Time keeps passing by. I'm working hard, but I'm not. I'm not moving forward. I'm not gaining any ground. So this is the shift where, for me, it's where I began to get out that old system. And I came across velocity banking in 2019, right? How we have velocity banking, we have a debt tool, a line of credit, credit card, HELOC. We dump our W-2 income into that, which satisfies that monthly bill payment that we have. So that's kind of like getting a raise. And then from that, we pay our bills. Our W-2 income comes in. We continue to pay down the debt tool or the credit card. We satisfy that payment. We free up cash flow to pay down our debts month by month. So eventually, you're paying off your debt at a faster rate, and also you're using the same dollar over and over again multiple ways, because the credit card is two-dimensional because it's not a loan. Because you dump your income into it, you satisfy that monthly payment, you can turn right back around and use those same funds to pay bills from it. So that began to shift my mind on how money worked, right? But it still wasn't really moving me ahead. It was good, but it wasn't asset focused. It was just liability focused of paying down the liability, which that's good. But also at the same time, if we want to be accumulating assets. And again, this is all about money flow. So what I do now is, thanks to coming across Sean Grady, Paycheck to Portfolio, his channel, go to his channel. I talk about him in every one of my videos. God bless that man. God led me to him. And he has changed my life by showing me this system, this new strategy. And yeah. So here's what I do now. Instead of routing my paycheck straight into my checkings and savings, I route a portion of my check right now, because my account is just cracked over invested. I just cracked over $10,000. Hey, what? So, because y'all know in September I started off with 2K, but because my account to me is still small, I'm only investing about between 40 to 60% of my paycheck every 2 weeks, because eventually when my account gets to 15, probably 18,000, then I'll be dumping my full household income into the broker account every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I'll be dumping my full household income into the brokerage account. But right now, since it's at 10K, my bills for the month are 6K. And so I want my monthly expenses, my bills for the whole month, to be 20 to 30% of my total account value, maybe 40%. But 30% is the sweet spot. So that means in a month time, the bills that I take out the broker account to pay with my Fidelity debit card is linked to my broker account that I use to pay my bills via the margin borrowing against my assets, I don't want that to be greater than 40% of my total account value. So as my account grow and my assets accumulate, my lifestyle will be a small dent of taking out of my total account value, if that makes sense. I hope I made that make sense. So right now I'm only depositing 40 to 6% of my check in the broker every 2 weeks, but in a few months I'll be going full household income, which I cannot wait to be able to do. But again, with this system, the money buys assets. The money buys assets that I dump into the broker. I acquire those assets. Then from the margin, I pay my same bills that I've always paid with the same income, same bills. Only thing different is the way the cash sequence, the flow of how the cash, where it goes in first order, in this order of operations. Broker first, buy assets, then I pay my bills. Broker first, I buy my assets, then I pay my bills. I pay my bills by borrowing against the assets that I just bought by using my margin. Same income, same responsibilities, but now every paycheck, it builds something instead of just being sitting there in the savings account, being left over, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it, or just scraping by with the leftover amount. So it's a total mindset shift. And I want you guys to get the shift. The old system I was using, predominantly from my teenage to my adulthood to the recent, like really the past 2 years, I've been doing the same system that we've always been taught on. Checking account, savings account, bills come in the checking account. You pay your bills, whatever you have left over, you save or invest. So the new me invests first. The old me watched balances barely changed. The new me watch my assets compound while my bills get handled. So this is the difference between scraping by and building momentum. Again, this isn't about being reckless, it's about control. The bills that I always had don't even scare me anymore because I know I have access, I have equity to borrow against my assets. And so I'm gonna pause right here to talk about really how the wealth gap gets bigger. And this is not even a part of my original video script, but right now this just came to me. This is why, if you notice, every time we have a correction or something geopolitical happen, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's a war, whether it's just something where it could be a recession, where money dries up, where the job market dries up. If you notice, the wealth gap gets bigger every time we have one of those, because the millionaires and the trillionaires buy assets. Even though inflation continues to rise, with inflation rising, guess what? The assets rise too. But to a person just like I was a few years back, 3-4 years ago back, 5 years, you just so focused on getting by. You're not even worried about an asset because you just focus on getting by the next week. So now, with this knowledge that I have and financial literacy that I have with buying assets, when something dips or when something happens in the news that affects the economy, my mind is on buying assets because I know the millionaires, the wealthy, the billionaires are buying assets, because when the market recovers, because guess what? Life goes on like it's always been going on. Those assets rise in value. And because you bought assets, your value rises with those. But if you're a person that has no assets, for you in your household, you're in a recession because now you're negative. Instead of the value of what you have, your money, your accounts, instead of it increasing, it stays the same while inflation rises. So the same money that you have of $2,000 to $4,000 that you get monthly, that's fine and cool. But the goods that you used to buy with that $2,000, $4,000 a month, they have increased. So now that money is working less for you now. You understand what I'm trying to say? We have to be asset focused and acquire assets so they can rise with the inflation. Inflation is like the water. Assets is like items or boats that float on the water. Inflation rise, assets rise with it. Of course, not all assets. You have to do your research and pick the right assets. However, your mind has to shift to be buying assets versus just getting by. And so the hope of this video is to get you to see you too can do this system. What I did is, yes, I had an emergency fund. I built it up to 2 to 3K. Then I just put that to the side, didn't touch it. Then I started focusing on, okay, let me build my broker account. Remember, with the broker account, you got to have $2,000 first in order to apply for margin. So I personally just began to dump as much income as I could in my broker account before I started this system, with still paying my bills the same exact old way: checking account, savings account, period. Once my account got to 4K or 5K, then I began to sprinkle, okay, let me pay my cell phone bill with my margin this week. Let me pay my car insurance bill with margin this week. Oh, next week I got paid. So my cell phone bill was $175. My car insurance was $170. Out of my paycheck that I usually have left over, let me dump that now into my broker account. Cool. So I just paid back my bills that I paid from my broker. Oh, snap. Tesla's on the dip. Oh, let me put $200 in. Let me put $150 in. Let me put $300 in. Whatever I knew I could afford to put in, because I knew I was going to be putting income back into the broker account the next 7 or 14 days. I did that. And guys, as a result of that, my account has went from 2K from September when I started this strategy. At the end of, okay, I was at 1,700. August 1st is when I started this strategy. It's at 3,000, and then I just kept depositing. Any overtime, anything I could do. And like once my account got to 6K, that's when I started borrowing against my assets in the form of paying my bills. So right now, all this red that you see is like 681. Those were bills. Those were put options expiring because I have put option insurance. So right now, this part of the video is kind of all off track. I'm showing my account now. I was going to do this for another video, but since we're flowing, let's keep on going. Sorry if this video is a little long. This is longer than I would like for it to be, but please stay with me. I got put insurance right here. So if the market continues to dip, or when it dips, hey, I'm safe. This is my insurance. Right now, these guys are red because the market has been going up or going sideways. But this right here, you know how we pay car insurance monthly, even though we don't get into any wrecks, thank God. This is my put. This is my insurance for my account, even though the market doesn't tank every month. This is my car insurance for my account. Because when it does dip, these guys explode in value as my assets go down because the market is going down. I am absorbing that negative volatile move from the market by the puts going up in value. Puts mean when the market goes down, these guys go up. So even though my Tesla, Nvidia, my assets could be going down, I'm gaining value with my puts. I can either hold on to them if I think the market's going to go down, or I'll sell them. Or I will buy them back and close the position. So right now, this for the past 3 weeks, this is all bills, a little bit of investments. So next week when I get my paycheck, I'll deposit a portion of my paycheck. This will be paid down, and if anything is on sale, I will buy. I'll buy at a good price, or just continue to dollar cost average. So this is the paycheck to portfolio system, guys. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need to hear me clearly. You don't need to make 6 figures first. You don't need to be a trader. Good news is, thank God, we don't need to be perfect. We press on to perfection, right? As the scriptures say. But us trying to be perfect should not limit us from taking action. If you want to do everything perfect, if you want to be perfect and press on to perfection, you have to know that you're going to make mistakes. But as you continue to grow in knowledge, learn, read books, do your own research, get with a financial advisor, whatever you have to do to gain knowledge, you're going to grow in faith. to set up a plan for you to make your money work for you instead of you working for your money. In this system, you guys, I use the same income, same job, with the same bills, and I started investing paycheck to paycheck instead of living / surviving paycheck to paycheck. And this channel is documenting that process honestly, slowly, and in real time. Next week, this strategy gets tested again. Every week it gets tested. The markets move, the bills don't stop, life continues to goes on. And that's exactly why this system matters, because we all know real life doesn't pause, and your strategy should not either. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling stuck, rewatch this video, go out and do your research, and yeah, subscribe and follow the journey with me. And I hope my videos are documenting a way out, right? So be blessed, you guys. Hope this video wasn't too long. Drop down in the comment section what type of videos you guys would like for me to do. I'm trying to stay efficient. I do have a life. I got kids, so things can get hectic. So I'm going to try to do more timely uploads, maybe weekly uploads. But please, any ideas, any questions, any videos, topics that you would like for me to talk about or make, please drop them down in the comment section, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll holler at you. Peace.